Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code Hawkeye and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, and the best daily promotions in the business. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matters more than ever. Remember to use code Hawkeye and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Place your money line, prop, or parlay bets with the king of sportsbooks today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Iowa only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Light it up. Light it up. Hashtag no music, no intro.
You know it, bro.
Back at it, bro.
I got to light one tonight, boy.
That is needed. Needed. The Saints dropped to the Bucs in the divisional round of the playoffs. We've been here before. If you're a Saints fan, Ryan and I have tried to talk you through it. Since July, just let it go. I know this is different because they're number 9. He's not coming back. This is it. That was it. It was the last game.
It's over, bitch. That's it.
It hasn't. Honestly, it hasn't hit. I don't think it's really hit all of us, any of us yet, because
we're still in the. Everybody's still in their emotions right now, the game or whatever. But man, I don't know. It's just seeing how that game, when that game started, I had a feeling. I was like,
yeah, man.
Oh,
it felt like it's weird. Shout out to, I don't even know his real name. I had him blocked for super long in the past, but it felt like the NFC Championship at 18 all over again, bro. They in that game, in the NFC Championship game, they get a turnover by DeMario. They get in the red zone, can't score a touchdown. Tampa Bay goes 3 and out. We get an amazing return by Deontay Harris, get in the red zone, can't score a touchdown. It's
right there. I was like, ooh, those are crucial, bro. Man, those are so crucial, bro. And then just watching, the keys to the game, we talked about, the defensive line.
Didn't show up.
I'm watching them. They got a sack, but I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing, the mistakes, the mistakes that were happening were, Tampa Bay receivers not actually making the catch.
The secondary played great.
Exactly. The secondary was, they were covering their ass off. But I'm like, man, Tom Brady's starting to have time.
Yep.
And, once you just give him time, it's just he's going to work through his progressions. He's going to find an open guy eventually.
And that was the matchup of the game for Tampa Bay was we talked about it. Shout out to our guy Kev on Twitter. It was fucking Leonard Fournette against Alex Anzalone.
Hello?
That was the matchup.
Went right at him, man. Right at him, man. The run game in general, which, it's not just they planned to run, but it was coupled with the fact that our offense couldn't take advantage of opportunities to put up points.
Correct.
To get them out the run game. So they kept the score close. So they never had to relinquish the run game like say for the week 9 game.
Right. They were never pressed.
Yeah, exactly. So, they could run, they could pass. They had the full playbook, to their advantage the whole time. So, and that just hurt the Saints. But I'm not even going to talk. I have nothing bad to say defensively. I wish.
Nope.
I got 30 points. Yes, I know, but 4 turnovers, bro. 4.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
I saw 3. Bro, after that third one, I was wait.
There was the Drew Brees interception at first.
Okay.
Then there was
the Cook fumble.
The Cook fumble. Then Drew Brees threw another interception.
And then he threw another one. Yeah, you're right. It was 4. Okay, so I saw 4. I mean, I'm so far removed from the game, and the game just happened. I'm like, what's it 4? I don't know, man.
After the third one, I was like, no. You can't overcome that.
We talked about it on the preview pod, bro. We was like, how do the Bucs win this game?
Exactly. And, oh, man. Fucking Jared Cook, bro. Like, please don't bring it back. Like
he won't be back.
Fucking turn off his access card today. Like, you can't get to the building, motherfucker.
he can't even do the exit interview, bro.
No exit interview, nothing. I don't want to see him no more,
Zoom
bro. Like, I hate his fucking face, son. Like, I fucking hate that dude, bro. I can't stand him, dog. Like, and I fucking get why every team abandoned him. Like, I don't know how many on. I know he's with the Rams. He was with Green Bay, right?
Rams, Green Bay,
Oakland, and us. Like, bro, and everyone just moves on from him. And he makes plays. So like,
right.
How do you move on from him?
It's like
on with him, man.
It's like you ever be with like a chick for a couple of weeks and you're like, man, this bitch is great. Like, man, hit the jackpot.
Usually it's like a 2 weeks. It's like first
2-3 weeks.
You're like, man, I'm hit the jackpot. Then like next month, you like,
that's Jared Cook in a nutshell, bro.
Oh man.
I know Saints fans are upset. They're mad.
And I get it.
I do. But also, man, we talked about before, like after that NFC Championship game, like nothing phases me anymore, bro. Like nothing, it just doesn't. Like I'm like, it is what it is. But let's talk about the game. It was very troubling to me. You know, Taysom didn't play, Latavius didn't play, but we talked about on the preview show that in week 1, Tampa Bay and Todd Bowles had a game plan where they played man, they played press, and they dared the Saints to beat them. And Mike Thomas played week 1. Like, it was the same game plan for week 1. Yeah. And it seemed like the Saints didn't really have an answer for it. And when they did have an answer for it, you know, a man beater inside to Jared Cook fucking fumbles it. Like, they couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah, and, you know, they just couldn't. You know, not as being made, couldn't push the ball downfield, which is, I mean, we've seen it all year.
Right.
We know what it is, you know, and but it was very apparent just this, you know, tonight. Everybody, the whole defense was just up to the line at some points. And, you know, Drew Brees, there was just nothing. Mike Thomas had no catches, you know.
None, bro.
Colton, he did his thing. I mean, and he did it in week 1 too. You know what I'm saying?
So bro, like it was the same. It was the same game plan. It was the same game plan.
He is what Marshawn Lattimore is to Mike Evans. He is the same thing to Mike Thomas. Like he has hemmed them up, man, for whatever reason. You know, for whatever reason, he gets physical. He just knows his routes well, runs his routes. He runs Mike's routes for him.
Yes,
and that just throws everything. It just throws everything away, and it makes Drew Brees look away from him. And, you know, I mean, other than that, I mean, you got what, you know, Emmanuel Sanders. There was a couple plays today where it just looked like guys just weren't on the same page. It's funny because in one where something was just off, you know, the timing was off. Guys didn't seem like they was or they didn't seem like they were where Drew Brees expected them to be. And it was just like, like he just never felt comfortable offensively.
It's crazy because honestly, to me, the turning point in the game was a Jared Cook fumble. You know, they go in 13-13. Saints get the ball, go down the field, score a touchdown.
Best drive of the day too.
Best drive of the game. 2013. They forced Tampa to punt, and then Drew on that drive as they're driving. He gets in, like I could tell, like the rhythm was coming, like it was getting there. Like, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't prime Drew, but it was like the Drew we've seen, right?
They've made their adjustments at halftime, and they know what's working and what's not.
And then that fucking 3rd and 2, 3rd and whatever it was. And again, this is, we can't, maybe if Taysom's playing, maybe that's a play that Taysom. We don't fucking know. But 3rd and 2, man beater, perfect play call. Like, I don't know why his just big ass just don't get down. Just get down, bro. Like,
oh my God.
It changed the tenor of the game, bro. Because if they're driving, it's hypothetically that's a 10-point game or a 14-point game. That's huge.
Huge, man. Huge. And then it's in their end of the end zone. And they got 21 points off our turnovers today. So 21. So I mean, that cost you the game. That's the game right there.
That's the game. It's the great equalizer in football. But did we see a little glimpse of the future? That 50-yard touchdown?
I mean, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, bro. That was one of the best passes we've seen by a Saint QB in a long time, bro. It's like, what? Like, even when when Taysom would come in and try those, it's like, it's like it's art inside of it. But Jameis, he just hit that thing. My wife, daddy, he texted me. He was like, "That's my QB." He's so done with Drew, bro. But done, man. He's been texting me all day. But and then it was they showed that little clip, as the game was ending. Drew Brees talking to Jameis, and it looked like he was just saying, he pointed at Jameis like you up next. I don't know if that's what he was saying. Just trying to read into it. It looked like man, it's your turn now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe so, bro. They got to re-sign him. So It's not like it's a guaranteed thing. But
it's not. And then because the Saints have been so successful, Dan Campbell expected to be named head coach of the Detroit Lions. Terry Fontenot expected to be named the GM of the Atlanta Falcons. That's what successful teams do. Like, at some point, you're just going to get rated by your coaches and your front office. So they got to move some things around. And this offseason is going to be absolutely crazy.
So fascinating. It's going to be fascinating as hell. I'm probably going to be more dialed into this offense. This offseason than I have been in a while, man.
Long time, man.
Because it's going to be just so important as far as the future. This is 2006. You know what I'm saying? Post Katrina.
That's wild, man.
So it's going to be interesting, bro. As a Saints fan, want to watch every move.
Negative $90 in cap space, although that can be quickly fixed. They got some choices, man. They got some decisions they got to make. Marcus, who probably one of his best seasons since his rookie season or his second season. He had a great season.
He had a great season.
He's
a free agent now.
He's a free agent now. Trigger Trey, free agent. Bruh, these are decisions, bruh.
Yeah, man. I guess we'll go back to the game. Trying to think what else stood out. Like I said, the defensive line, thought they underwhelmed. One sack, Trigger Trey, didn't really do much.
Can we talk about Cam?
It's been a story all year, bro. Cam Jordan, 2 firsts was active, but leaves more to be desired as always.
As always, he's just throwing his body out.
Yeah, good against the Brian, whatever. Just like I said, I'm not even criticizing the defense because they played well for the most part.
Man, Malcolm Jenkins had a hell of a game, bro.
Malcolm Jenkins played his ass off against Gronk. So I think you just come away with this trying to figure out what pieces of the defense do you need to maintain? Because there's interesting types of ways to go about this. There's the New England model, which is
you build from the back. front.
I don't mean it like that. I mean how to approach when you draft players, you develop them. Do you pay them big and keep them?
When do you let them go? How do you value them?
How do you value them? How you let them? How do you let them? Do you let them go? Which players do you keep? New England, they develop players. They bring them in. Once it's time to pay them, deuces, time to go. Then they bring in some more. Do the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. And it's a balancing act because you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're gonna get the next time.
I will say that usually New England has shown that more times than not, they've been right in not paying. Usually.
Right. Usually. And that's them, though. That's New England.
Right.
For whatever reason, it's been successful more than it hadn't been. With the Saints, especially defensively, without track record, like, do you want to take that route? I don't know. I don't know.
That's a tough one, bro.
I say at least you want to identify your core. That when you sit down and you take your bias away and you grade these players across the league and you look at where they stand, you take that unbiased and make that grade and then make that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, make that decision. Is Marshawn Lattimore worth being paid a top corner? Because he's going to have to be paid top of the market corner money.
Easily.
It's going to approach $20 million. You know what I'm saying?
In regards to what Saints fans want to hear or think, that's just the market. That's just the market.
If he hits the free agent, he's going to get around $20 million.
And if it ain't coming from New Orleans, it's going to come from some team. You best believe that.
So you just got to make that decision. Are you going to pay him, or do you want to go? It's cold out there, Ray. Do you want to go into the draft and find somebody, which is fine. Like I said, like if that's what you want to do, you're going to have to do that. But like I said, it's going to be some decisions that have to be made. Jack Rabbit, he's 31 years old, maybe going on 32. Older player, I mean, cornerbacks, that switch flips quick, man. Like once they lose that speed, they cook. Ain't much you can do. Marcus Williams, like we talked about, he's a free agent. So now you got a gaping hole at free safety. What do you pay him? Like, what do you pay a free safety? Yeah. What do you pay a top, 8-ish, top 10, top 6-ish free safety?
Historically, though, they don't make a lot.
They don't get paid a lot. Their franchise tag isn't a lot. Trick or treat. I mean, best pass rush on the team this year. But kind of a 1-year wonder. Could he be a Shaq Barrett? Shaq Barrett damn near broke the sack record last year.
Yep.
I mean, this year he's, you know what I'm saying? Do you pay him, 5 years, top of the market money?
Ooh, those are some choices, bro. I don't envy them. I don't envy them at all.
It's a lot, dog. And then there's the obvious question of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like Drew Brees, we expect him to retire. Taysom Hill, you got him under contract for next year.
Slash that price in half, shit.
I know. You want to bring back Jameis, but I mean, shit. That's up to Jameis. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like
I think they have the inside track to that. But
for sure. But what's saying as an example? What's stopping a team from, like the Bears, who can probably offer him more money?
But I guess, just saying but I guess the Saints thinking is like nobody wanted to sign him this past off season. Why would it be that much different this season?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
Or do they? Obviously, where they're picking. So they're picking what number 27th?
Yeah,
27th, right? Where you're picking the draft. Like that's not obviously it's not a quarterback range, but on the one hand, maybe someone falls to you, someone that like a Trey Lance, at North Dakota State. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Yeah. It's foreign territory. Whatever happens this offseason wouldn't surprise me at all. If I got a notification when free agency started that said Michael Thomas got traded, wouldn't be shocked one bit.
One bit.
One iota.
we watched this story before, bro. You know, like Sean Payton, he loves his skill position players, but he feels like he could rebuild these guys. He feels like he could find that production. No, he might not be able to replace the player, but he can replace the production.
Right.
With what he does with his offense.
But that was with Drew at quarterback, bro. Like,
exactly.
This is a completely different story, bro. Like,
exactly. Like, do you want? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Michael Thomas is a dog. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and he's one of those type of players that are super competitive, hard working. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if a team willing to give up something for him, that's my only thing. I don't think there are teams out there, because this league just flooded with wide receivers, bro.
I mean, it is. Let's say Jacksonville offers you the Rams pick, which is like 25 overall. Like, that doesn't move me to move Mike Thomas.
Yeah,
that's not enough. But the Colts traded the 11th overall pick for DeForest Buckner, completely transfer defense. Yeah. If there's a team picking that high that thinks that, I don't know, Mike Thomas, if they value him that high as a player, and you get into what, a top 12, top 15 pick for Mike, I think you have to think about it.
Think about it, like, motherfucker, yeah.
You gotta. I don't know, bro.
Man, fucking Traquan Smith was our leading touchdown today. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we went the whole season damn near without Mike Thomas.
It's true. And I know it's far fetched, but we got to talk about it. Anything that would get the Saints to the table to talk to Houston. Like, what would get them to the table? Just to the table.
Sean Payton.
Woo!
Like, that's what it would take. Like, we give you Sean Payton. And then maybe they'll think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
But, this would never happen. Like, this, like, that's how much it would take. That's how much it would take to get them. I need people to understand this.
Please.
Top five quarterback, a top 5 franchise quarterbacks
in his prime, under contract
in his prime. It would be unprecedented. We would have, the league has never seen that.
I think it's going to happen.
The smoke is there. The smoke is. That means not even smoke at this point.
It's time to call the fire department, bro.
I know. And look, like I texted you earlier. I still believe Houston gonna figure it with him. I just believe just from the fact that they have, at the end of the day, they own his contract. I mean, I just feel that way.
They do. But we know, and it's weird because the NFL isn't like the NBA in terms of player empowerment can dictate. But this is going to be such an interesting test case. Mm-hmm. Because if Deshaun can force his way, I mean, we saw it with Jalen Ramsey. I mean, he pretended he had a back-otomy and just didn't play for Jacksonville until he got traded.
A couple of years ago, it was Carson Palmer, Mike Brown, notoriously, unwilling to trade or bend, and Carson Palmer just ain't gonna play no more. Carson Palmer was literally just chilling. He was out at fucking just out chilling with fans and shit, drinking beer and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just quit football until the whole Raiders trade went down. He was actually traded like 2 first-round picks or something. Some crazy trade.
Went 8-8. That was some of Hugh's best coaching.
I'm saying, bro.
It's just going to be interesting. I think it's going to happen, man.
Like, think about that. Like, Carson Palmer, what did he get a first? I can't remember, but he got big picks, and that's Carson Palmer,
who was at that point a little. I mean, he put up some great years in.
Yeah, but at that point, he was kind of like, is he okay? Is he washed up? You know what I'm saying? This is a prime franchise quarterback, I can't even give you what it would cost because it's unprecedented. Like
I threw out just jokingly on Twitter, and I don't even think it gets them to the table, was like Mike Thomas and 3 first-round picks. Like, I don't think that's enough. Like, I don't even think that gets you to the table, bro.
Laugh and hang up.
Like, it's not enough.
Yeah,
the only way is that Deshaun just not in his personality, just becomes an asshole and just becomes a dick and like and he has his no trade clause, so he does have a little. He has quite a bit of power in terms of where he goes.
Yeah, he does. But then there's the balance of the team needing correct compensation and him wanting to be with a contender,
right?
Or at least a decent team. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. Dolphins obviously the best option, but ultimately
Dolphins, Atlanta. Honestly, if we're just being real,
Atlanta. Yeah,
it's those 3. Dolphins, Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see. That's going to be interesting offseason topic. But as far as Saints option, I don't see Deshaun being in there. It's going to be a draft pick, Jameis Winston, or we'll see what the free agency market looks like.
Matthew Stafford,
quarterback this year. Stafford. Who else could be a free agent, or at least on the block?
Maybe Jimmy G, but I don't. You can keep him. I don't.
I'm sure Sean Payton likes him, but
couldn't you see Sean really being a fan of Jimmy G? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. East Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Other than that, man, I don't know.
Your face of disgust.
It's just like, man, like it's like the end of Terminator 2. The dark road, you know what I'm saying? We're just right down the dark road. We don't know where we're going.
Just give him that thumbs up.
Thumbs up is like, that's where we at, bro.
Yeah,
it's a dark road from here. I didn't think I just want, man, I would have rather us lose to Green Bay. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, this and it's always the way they it's always the way they lose. Like, it's a game that at times they look to be a better team than Tampa Bay. At least again, our defense did their thing.
When they went up after the halftime, and then they did that score, you just kind of, at that point, you was kind of like, okay, it made the adjustments.
Right.
All right.
It was like the Bears game last week.
Yeah, you're about to start rolling now. Then that Jared Cook fumble, and it was like, here we go. Like if we would have beat them and then went up to Green Bay and lost, it would have, I'm sure it would have hurt fans just the same, but it'd have been like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, Rodgers playing at MVP level up in the snow, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay.
I wanted to see our secondary against Aaron Rodgers. Like, playing at his level he's playing right now. I wanted to see our defense against him. Just like the Kansas City game was, right? We said we needed to see it, and it's so crazy. I was watching the Kansas City game earlier, before 15 went out, and just everything they do to a defense from an offense standpoint, man. Like, it's nuts. Like, just motions, jet sweeps, and as a defender, the eye discipline has to be so perfect. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, "Yo, like we went toe to toe with these boys, and like we shut them down." And again, the story of the Saints 2020 season, and I quote tweeted, shout out to our listener Miguel, is that the defense, the offense left the defense out to dry. Is the story of the 2020 season. Period.
Real, man.
And which is insane if you think about like the years that we've had, Drew, and it's always been not having a defense, having not having a defense, having the absolute worst defense, and to see it end where we for sure had a defense enough to win a Super Bowl this year, and the offense just wasn't up to snuff.
No, it wasn't. Special teams was. Oh man, I hated that. I hated that Deontay Harris went out with an injury today because he was the X factor of the playoffs, man. He was like
spectacular, man.
Oh man,
spectacular.
I mean that punt return the first one where he got hit, and oh man. But I mean, the team got talent. They're going to figure out how to maintain as much talent as they can and get better.
They are, yes, and it's crazy just because I think they're in a difficult spot to try to do that. I'm not saying that they can't, but just what they have available cap wise, and this is not someone. I'm not someone who ever believes cap problems. You know, I know who.
But the bank account gonna be a little tight this week.
Yeah, bro, there's a budget. There is a budget, and it's going. They have capability, but it's not going to be easy.
What's like just how do you just looking back at the Saints era, past 15 years, like what just comes to your mind just when you think about it, man? Just from 2006 on.
You know, it's crazy that I know we've been jaded with the hurt because there's been a shit ton of hurt. But honestly, like I think about all the good times, and I think about how I became a fan when Aaron Brooks was quarterback, Joe Horn, Dante Stallworth, Deuce, like that was the Saints team that I became a fan of. But I think about all the relationships that I've built like in my life because of this team.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it really boils down to. Like and I think that's why being a Saints fan is so important to me is that, it's not just about fandom when you're a Saints fan. It's a brotherhood. It's a family. Like we're all regardless of our, ethnicity, our creed, our background, at the end of the day, like we're all family. And that's something that's brought us together. And as family, like, of course, like there's been fighting, like there's infighting, there's drama, but I think about I think about going to the Superdome for the first time, seeing Drew play against the Cardinals. Yeah, the Cardinals. I don't even remember the year. 13 sounds about right. I remember going to San Francisco for the divisional round playoff game, 2011 season, and being where I was on the field and thinking like, yo, how is he as a player doing? Like it was the first time it was the first time I saw him and him being surrounded by that 49ers defense.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Willis, Justin Smith, like all those dogs. And her Drew was this big.
Yeah.
The team had 4 or 5 fucking turnovers in that game, and he still put the team on his back and put them in position to win when they had no reason being in that game. So there's been a shit ton of bad, and the bad doesn't like the bad doesn't even bother me anymore. But it's been a lot of good, man. It's been a lot of good, and
man.
I wish I had more good memories leaving the Superdome. Seems like every time I fucking go to
you
fucking just the Denver block field goal game where the guy steps out.
The San Francisco game
where Cap like throws it on 4th and like fucking 15 to like Michael, and then the David Borland. Like but leaving the Superdome or going to the Superdome even before like the start of the game, like that walk in,
buddy,
that energy,
like that. Ain't nothing like it, bro. Nothing like
it. It's nothing like it in the entire world. Like being in the Superdome when that who that chant and the intro, like that's what I think about. And that's why this game, the ending sucks, the outcome sucks. But I think what I hate the most about this game was even however this game would have ended, I wish they could have had a packed Superdome to give Drew the send off that he deserves, man. Like the standing ovation, us truly as fans, regardless of what you feel about him politically, regardless of what you feel about him as whatever, as a person, like he's done everything humanly possible to rep the city of New Orleans and rep the Saints.
Yep, I'll always appreciate that about him, man. Like people don't understand like the history of New Orleans. Growing up in New Orleans, like pre-Katrina, New Orleans was a dying city. And I mean, they're dying like the way Detroit, a lot of the urban areas of this country started dying out post 1970s. You know what I'm saying? Just Detroit, a lot of these urban areas. New Orleans was just like that. It just was kind of just dying out. Wasn't really nothing going on. Katrina happened, and you kind of had this sort of renaissance. People started getting interested in New Orleans again. You kind of had a lot of hipsters come down and people from up north on the West Coast and stuff like that start moving in, gentrification or whatever. But it kind of reinvigorated the city. And at the same time, you had the Saints, Drew Brees coming down, Sean Payton, and you kind of had this new, almost like a new football team for people to get fans to. Like I run across them on Twitter all the time. These people that just became fans, around 06, 07, 08.
Yeah, man.
And they've grown up knowing Sean Payton and Drew Brees,
And that's it.
And just like I grew up knowing Joe Montana, Bill Walsh, Steve Young, Bill Walsh, the Dallas Cowboys, with Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman and all that. That's what I came up seeing. Those the guys that were winning every week, always on the primetime games. Green Bay, Brett Favre. That's what I grew up with. Yeah, I did growing up with Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and just for that to be a New Orleans team just meant so much. And Drew Brees, he's the one that'll go on Jay Leno or David Letterman or one of the Tonight shows and rep New Orleans, talk about how great New Orleans is. Y'all need to come down, how great the people are, and all that stuff. And just putting that out into the ether, just to say New Orleans is it's a great city. Don't forget about us, like what I'm saying. I always respect him for that, man. I don't care what nobody says about it politically and all that stuff. Like I understand what y'all think about that, but I just I always appreciate just off the field. On the field, I mean, what a dude threw for more yards than anybody else in history with the Saints. He's thrown for more touchdowns, completion percentage. You name the stats, man. Like he played. We should have. The only regret I have is that we only won one Super Bowl. Like that's the main regret, man. Like this team under Sean Payton should have won more Super Bowls than they just won. And I'm grateful for that one. You hear me? Like the one is like that was the greatest time of my life, bro. Like I've never had such a better time than that Super Bowl run, man. But
we won. Like you it's funny you brought that up because you said like, what does this team mean to me? So we won the Super Bowl 2010 February. A month later, my daughter was born. 2010, best year of my life, man.
Best year of your life, bro. You'll never forget that. You'll be 80 years old.
Never.
You'll remember that you won the Super Bowl that year and you had your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
The next month, bro. Like how? So like that's what the Sean Payton, Drew Brees dynamic has meant. They don't still do the series anymore. What is it, like the almost championships or whatever that they used to do. But bro, if they did, like that 11 team and that 18 team,
man,
would have some stories to tell. I'm sure of it.
And like you pointed out, man, the relationships we built over this time. Like I was thinking about it the other day, just looking at Saints Twitter. I'm like, man, even though I don't know a lot of these people, like know them, like hang out with them, but I've like known and followed these motherfuckers for like 6, 7, 8 years. Like, fuck, man. Like I've seen motherfuckers grow up. Motherfuckers that was like 18, 19 when I started following. Now they grown married with children and shit.
Bro, let's see. I joined Twitter. I want to say maybe 2011, 2012 ish. Like my daughter was like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
almost 11, bro. Like I've known you for almost going on
like
7,
13, about since like 13. So yeah, like
7-ish years. Like it's just like that's what I think about. Like and just a big picture, man. Like I get it. Like it's football, but those are the things that at the end of the day that matters. Like the wins and losses, like the wins feel great. The losses suck. 18 completely changed the game for me in terms of prioritizing that shit, in terms of what it actually means and what losses actually mean. Because I think about like the real shit now. Like today's the 17th, and on 3 days from now, Joe Biden's gonna have an inauguration where there's gonna be fucking
10,000 fucking National Guard. You already got people trying to get in with fucking explosives and shit.
Nigga, you would have thought Obama was getting a third term. Like I don't get it. Like it's wild to me. Like
wow, we're still in a pandemic, national lockdown, you name it, bro.
Shout out to Michelle Obama, happy birthday. But it's just those relationships, and I think knowing Drew being the type of person that he is, like that's what he's gonna miss, like that camaraderie.
Oh man, that little video of him walking out. He took that last little turnaround look as he was walking out walking to the tunnel, and he blew a couple kisses to the fans, and he just turned around and looked like one last look at the dome, like you know what I'm saying. I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, bro, that was gonna tear me up, dog. I was like, man, and. Here we are, bro. We knew that day was coming. We knew the day was coming, man.
And it's here, bro. Like it's here.
Let me ask you this, bro. Should they have brought Brees back this year?
Is the outcome is they would have gotten Tom Brady, or is that just a general question?
I mean, we know. Sean and Tom was just texting. That little meme of I don't know who it is, just sitting in the bed texting on the phone.
Listen, fuck, man.
Because it's like a personal loyalty thing that
it was, bro. It 100% was. It was.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's hard, bro. It's hard because
if the end result would have been the Saints getting Tom Brady, then the answer is no. And here's the thing, bro. Like I can wax poetically about Drew all day long, but like I support the Saints, right? So I was the first person that gift. Shout out to Jordan. I overuse it of fucking the old cowboy throwing the white boy in the fucking river, bruh. When it was Patrick Mahomes, when he was almost drafted, like, bro, Drew would have been out. He probably would have been a Viking, bro. Like if you think about the seismic shift that would have happened in the NFL if Mahomes is a Saint, Drew plays one more season. And he does. There's no way they bring him back after the 2017 season. There's no way. He's gone.
No. He's gone.
And so he probably
the Broncos. He's with the Vikings.
Something. So it's just, and I still, and people don't believe me. People want to fight me, but it's crazy because we're talking about Deshaun, right? And he was there at where the Saints were picking, and now we're like, oh, can we give up 3 first-round picks to Mike Thomas to get him?
I'm saying, man, like,
he was right there.
When it comes to quarterback, man, you need to throw all loyalty out the window, man.
Got to, man. You got to.
Draft that motherfucker. Like, if you see a quarterback, you believe in him, draft him. Period.
And if he's and I think, and again, this is why it's so annoying to me, and why I haven't let go of the NFC Championship game. I haven't let that go. But like it's so hard for me to because their MO historically has been if they have a guy that they want, they trade up and get him. Like it has never mattered to them. Mark Ingram, Alvin, Like you can name the player, they go up and get him. And for whatever reason, bro, and I don't know what it was. I think it was just simply Peyton was just kind of, I won't say arrogant, but he was like, I think in his mind, he just truly thought like no one has evaluated this quarterback like we have. Like no one has him graded that high. He's gonna be there when we pick.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't the case. And then the very next year they trade a future first for like Marcus Davenport. So that it just compounds it. I'm like, y'all couldn't give up like what, a fourth to six? Like it wouldn't even take it a lot, bro. Like that's
much. It wouldn't take much, man.
Like a fourth to like secure. So anyway, let me get off this tangent. Let's go back to Drew.
Let it go, nigga.
One day, if he plays in the AFC Championship game and he leads into the Super Bowl and he wins the second Super Bowl in a row,
pretty much, I'm pretty sure he has a chance to.
Just gonna deactivate my account, bro. Just gonna deactivate it, bro. But what is your advice, to Saints fans with, everything's going the way they're going, but going into this offseason, like what is your advice to them?
Man, I mean, look, it's like always, we've been here long enough to find ways to detach ourselves, but you got to go through it, man. It's like telling somebody about a marriage or something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just got to go through it. You can tell them what to do, what not to do, and this and that. It doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day. They have to go through it and figure it out themselves.
Right.
So as Saints fans, y'all got to figure it out yourselves. How do you balance living your life as a fanatic of a sports team that doesn't give a shit about you at the end of the day? Honestly. So,
bro, I bet if I go to Instagram, CD Dude's gonna be on live.
Bro, on live. Trust me, the players, I'm sure they're hurt, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is their profession. You know what I'm saying? Right. The team is already ready to move on to 2021 and figure out. So you got to do the same. It hurts, but try to remember all the good times. Because at the end of the day, like me and Adam was just talking about, sports are just about good times, bringing people together, having fun, you laugh together, you cry together, all that shit. We got one of the greatest communities, sports communities in the world to me. Saints Twitter, we crazy, we nuts, we rib, we go at it, we fight, it's always some actions on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So
fuck each other sometimes, like don't make that face like
I ain't going there, boy. But
I'm lying all of a sudden? Am I lying?
I ain't see shit. But anyway, it's a wild place, man. So just enjoy that shit, man. Like, please. Enjoy it, man. Like, prior to tonight, you have every right to be hurt, mad, pissed, whatever. But at the end of the day, try to step back and just take a global view of and enjoy the last 15 years you had with Drew Brees, Sean Payton, elite quarterback play, run the Super Bowl, won a shitload of games. I think they're like number 4 or number 3 or 4 as far as wins over that time. Every Sunday your team was in it. Every season you knew you had a chance. That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for as a sports fan. Like we weren't like this 15 years. We weren't the Browns. We weren't the Raiders. We weren't the Jets. Like, bruh, the Jags. Like I know the Jags like went to the AFC Championship game or whatever, but like we've had it good.
Yeah, we've
had it good, and we don't know what the future is going to hold, but just reflect on the good. I know that's kind of easy to say. It's a lot easier for us to say just because of us being a little more detached than most. But just reflect on the good, man.
Real shit, man. Did you fall out your chair?
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Just fucking
probably a good indicator. Oh no, I didn't. Hold on, I know what happened. No, I did not fall out my chair. I'm on the couch, so if I fell off my couch, I would have a problem. No.
But yeah, man, I guess other than that, I don't got much to add, man. It's just into the 2020 season. It's a wrap.
That's it.
Much appreciated to the Saints fans and everybody that listened to our podcast. This was our first year doing the podcast during the season and, covering the ups and the downs, doing these recaps, which have been great. The numbers have been great. We got some shit this old season. Boy, we gonna cover all of it. We trying to bring this thing to a whole new level, bro. We got the off season covered. So make sure to subscribe, follow. If you feel like you want to contribute to our Patreon, go to Patreon, search hashtag Saints Twitter Podcast. Contribute what you can. Got a mask for you if you do. Got a couple left. So, let's keep it going, man. This ain't over, man. Just turn the page, new chapter.
No Drew, new chapter, bro. No Drew, new chapter. That's new.
I'm telling
you. New hashtag. So, Ryan said it perfectly. Thanks for all our fans. We hope we've been able to kind of guide you through the season, give you some laughs, give you some entertainment. Because at the end of the day, football is the funniest, most entertaining reality show there is. And,
hell yeah.
And it's fun. It's a roller coaster, but we're not going anywhere. We're in this for the long haul. So thanks for all the people who have supported us, all our Patreons, all the people who've supported us and are showing us on Twitter, putting their mask on, showing the pictures, all that. We appreciate that like hell. And then we'll be back. I know there's not a Saints game next week, but we'll provide you something. We'll come up with something for sure. So enjoy the off season. It's still okay to watch football. Like, trust me, still enjoy football because you got what? We got 3 games left, and then we don't even got anything to take our mind off the pandemic, bro. just upset on the weekend, bro. Can't do shit. Yeah, so enjoy these last 3 games. Don't be the type of person who just doesn't watch football after the Saints lost. That's like the first step in getting over things. But we'll be here as always. And with that, we're out.
Peace.
Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code Hawkeye and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, and the best daily promotions in the business. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matters more than ever. Remember to use code Hawkeye and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Place your money line, prop, or parlay bets with the king of sportsbooks today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Iowa only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.